Hello, today I will be talking about the concept of trying to fix yourself. And I will use the concept of confidence this time. And when we relate to ourselves in regards to confidence, we will start questioning our behavior from a place of perhaps I'm not good enough, or what if I just dare to go for my dream? And then we have this thought, this idea about how life should be, because we have seen other people, compared ourselves to them, and seen like, oh, it looks amazing to be passionate about our job, for example, starting a new, being an entrepreneur and starting your own business, or having a beautiful partner, or traveling the world. And then we have this idea about who we should be. And then we start to questioning, like, why am I not that? Because in my mind, in my thought, that is who I'm supposed to be or who I want to be. But that's not really grounded into who you actually are right now. And when we live from a place of thought like this, we start and we think about, we have these concepts about maybe we don't love ourselves, or maybe I need to work on my self-love or my confidence or something like that. Then our choices or our thoughts are created from that place. And then it would seem like I have all these limitations upon me, otherwise I would have done all these things that I imagined that I would have done. But if we instead just stop for a minute and like discover who we are right now, and you really want to start from a place of just assuming that you love yourself completely, that you have your confidence, that you stop living in regards to confidence. Confidence can never be the answer to why you're doing what you're doing. And that's not to say, like, if you live from the thought, of course confidence plays a role. And I kind of dislike even making the concession about it, about how much of a role it plays, because it's easy to get into the idea that you will try to fix yourself to get out of having, for example, low self-esteem or confidence, or low confidence. But instead, just try to discover like who you are. Why are you doing what you're doing? If a lack of confidence or a lack of self-love can't be the answer, then what would be the answer? And the purpose of doing this is to discover what's actually going on inside of you, from a place of actually accepting the love that you have for yourself. And there might be a lot of thoughts coming up, but I don't resist this or that. It's okay. Just relax for a bit and just try to calm yourself down a little bit, and then discover, like, why am I choosing to do this when I'm from a place of power, from a place of strength, from a place of freedom, from a place of love. And that's where you will start discovering who you are right now. And that doesn't mean that actually eventually you will want to do all these things that you imagine. It's just that that's not the step right now. If you try to force this, it's easy to start pretending that you're somebody you don't feel like you are, or that you don't experience that you are. And then you're hoping that the circumstance will change this perception of yourself. For example, like if everybody calls you and wants to hang out with you, then you feel like, oh, then I will have confidence and believe in myself. But that is just a false confidence. It's not actually stemmed out of you. It's something that you receive from the outside. And that kind of validation, of course, feels good, but it's not sustainable. It will only last for a while, for as long as the circumstances are in your favor. And the thing with life is, we cannot control what happens in life. And so the circumstance will change. They will eventually. And there will always be this underlying fear of that change. So instead, just try to explore yourself from a place of curiosity. Because What if you don't know the reasons for why you are the way you are? What if it's not because of these things that happened in your past or these ideas you have about yourself? What if it's something else? And stop and try to discover these things. Stop and try to discover, like, what are my actual needs right now? Perhaps you're single and want to meet a partner, but perhaps that's actually not the first step on your path right now. Perhaps it's something else, just connecting to yourself, finding out who you are before you're ready to meet somebody else. Or perhaps you need to slow down and start grounding yourself into freedom and love before you quit your job and start something new. Because if you don't ground yourself first, whatever you do will come from an idea of fixing yourself. That perhaps happiness is around the corner if only this thing would happen in my life. So start at the end. Start with grounding yourself. Start with exploring yourself without the self-judgment. And discover who you actually are. And you will discover we are not all the same. We all have different needs and different wants. It also stops the idea of that happiness comes from the outside, from something that we do. Stopping and exploring yourself is finding it within yourself. And then everything, you will already have reached the goal. You will already be connected to yourself. Because that is truly what all the objectives are when you try to fix the outside world somehow. It's all about getting to a place where you can accept yourself and love yourself the way you are, and removing all these obstacles and just starting with loving yourself and exploring yourself. Be curious about yourself, and then let everything flow from that place. It will really change everything. And really drop all these ideas that you will do it because you want an outcome. Do it because you're curious about yourself. Do it because it's exciting to discover who you are. And then when you do it from that place, you're already at the goal. You're already there. And it happens in a second. It happens as soon as you start. And there might be a lot of resistance coming up at first. You will notice like thoughts coming up, doubting everything. And being like, no, it can't be that easy, or this is somehow a cheat code, or I'm pretending to love myself when actually I need to do all these things. That's okay. Let it take its time. Just do it for a little bit, and then you'll get lost, and then you'll do it a little bit more, and then all of a sudden you'll start noticing that it becomes more and more natural. It will become your natural state of being. And that will be a revolution. You will start to realize, you will discover who you are, and you will come back to yourself and be like, what's been going on? Why did I ever pretend that I was that small lost person trying to find my way in life? I'm already there. Thank you.